Fuck.
Okay, we'll start with I mean, I guess Arcanes. Well, it's dog shit. It is so bad.
Arcane though? Which Arcane?
There are Ava Arcane.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. If you play that, seriously, you need help.
I would say unusable. Or
Yeah,
C.
usable. Dude, it's not C. Do not give that C.
Okay, next up, Great Arcane.
Look, back in the days, Great Arcane was like people used to play Brimstone with it, like Great Arcane Brimstone.
True.
And now it's fucking terrible. Like I haven't seen it in years.
But I mean,
F tier.
yeah, I agree. Occult. No, this one is usable, 100%.
Yeah,
But it's still bad. It's still bad.
It's still bad, but if you compare like to the other Arcanes, it's way better. It's way better. I would say like C tier.
Yeah, probably. You can play it with like one dagger and heavy crossbow. Oh no, I mean not heavy crossbow, the snipe one.
Now put it one more up. Because this, yeah, I said that's the slot. Because nobody plays it, so it would be kind of like scary to see it because you haven't faced it in a long time.
True. Great axe. Actual kick W weapon.
S tier.
Let's go, best weapon in the game. No, but seriously, it's probably... I mean, it does work, so B probably. I mean, you did kills.
I would say C tier. Like you can get the E gets cancelled in so many different ways. It's way too easy to cancel, like you have Fiend Robe, Pure Robe, or any type of CC. You can just cancel the E. And it has mana problems, so it has to go Scalding Cloud or Tefort, so it loses
Limers.
damage. But it loses damage since it can't go like a damage helm or a damage cape.
I mean, it feels... I mean, I feel like Great Axe is better than Occult.
I don't think so. I think this is where it works.
Okay, whatever, we'll leave it to C. I haven't played Great Axe in 2, so I don't know. Realmbreaker. I think it's really good.
Realmbreaker reduces HP now and then does the damage. I would actually say like A tier.
I have to agree.
Playable.
It's better than Cat and Color.
Yeah, if you were max spec, it's way better.
Balanced it is then. I mean, the E is kinda scuffed because you can miss.
Yeah, you can miss it.
Bow.
Okay, look, bow is strong as long as you don't face a purge or an Ironroot. So basically, it's really weak because you're gonna face that in every comp.
I mean, it's viable, I would say.
Yeah,
But
probably as good as Arcane, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not a A tier, but it's like C tier. It's
C?
good if you can't purge it. I mean, in between.
Yeah, but it's probably the best weapon if you go budget comp, so I would put it at B.
I would put it in between B and C. Like
Okay, I'll put it at the bottom of B, like most to the right side. I think they'll yeah. Okay, not Whispering. I forgot his name. Dava bow.
I mean, I've seen some people make it work, but it's probably C.
C, yeah.
Yeah, it's sure it has like decent burst, but compared to other burst weapons, you can't compare.
Definitely. Wailing bow. Okay, it's so bad.
Yeah,
It's a ZVZ weapon, so yeah, it makes sense.
It's centered on hitting many targets, and you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's terrible.
Baron.
I mean, Baron is probably a C tier because you can play Baron quarterstaff, but compared to other quarterstaff combos, it's not really. It doesn't really compare in damage or mobility. Probably a C tier since it's still playable.
I would say high C tier.
Yeah, high C tier.
Almost like B bottom tier. Claws. Okay, dude. Ganking weapon into his kick.
Legal stun build.
Stop. Probably like C tier. I mean,
it does have. You could probably make it work.
Yeah, I mean that's why C tier.
Yeah, it's probably C tier.
Yeah. I still feel like Occult is a little bit too high up. Maybe high C tier.
Yeah, put it down, put it down. Getting triggered and not kind of seeing it.
Okay, Claymore.
Look, Claymore was
Yes.
easily an S tier, like heavily broken, but now with the nerfs, I would say it's an A tier weapon.
High A tier. I think it's like A plus.
It was one of the best weapons, like if you mastered it, but now with the nerfs and there's like
Less attack speed, so less damage as well.
Yeah, I think yes, Deathgiver does like what the Claymore does, but like way better.
I would say high or low S tier.
Nah, I would put it at A tier. This is not really S tier compared to the other weapons.
Yeah, that's fair. Kingmaker, have a sword.
I've seen some people play it, but I think it's just
It
weapon, honestly.
it is really scuffed.
Yeah, it's the E is like really scuffed, and it's not that strong either. Like it's way better weapons. I would rather play bow than have a sword.
Would it be like high C tier?
Like in the middle.
Yeah, I'll
Depending
put
on
it
the
in.
matchup, it's competing with both. Depending on the matchup.
Yeah. Carving. I would say B.
Yeah.
It does some damage.
Yeah, it does have this has really high base damage for the and like
Yeah.
it's a sword, so it has stacks, like you said, you get
Mobility as well. Mobility as well on
Yeah.
D.
parry. I mean sword overall is a good weaponry.
Oh, carving. I don't know if I mentioned, but it's carving. Somebody who doesn't
Yeah.
know. Black Monk Staff. 5v5
Really
weapon.
terrible.
Yeah,
5v4
it is.
weapon.
I mean, quarterstaff is miles better.
Yeah.
I'm probably
It doesn't
bottom,
do much damage and it doesn't CC
like
much.
bottom C tier.
Yeah, it's not the worst, but it's not really B tier either.
Snipe crossbow, or just crossbow.
Snipe crossbow itself is pretty bad, but with the arcane, I would say it's B tier. Like if you would play with arcane.
Occult, yeah, you can play with Occult. Bottom P tier, not top.
Yeah, it's pretty low because it has high damage, but it's pretty hard to get off the damage.
Yeah. Ava crossbow.
I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. You can put it at D tier. Like some people.
I mean,
argue that
I think it's still usable, but it.
I mean, I think Whale would be better, to be honest.
Okay, I'll put it at high D, fine.
Yeah, high D.
Heavy crossbow. I think this is like the best weapon with a healer if you play crossbows. So like B, bottom B tier.
Really? You think it's better than like light crossbow?
Yeah. I mean, with light crossbow you can't go crypt candles because you die fast. You can't go moose sack because you run out of mana really fast.
I mean, I say B tier then.
Yeah.
Pretty average carving.
I think it's better than heavy crossbow. I'll put it here. But I mean, all crossbows are kind of bad in twos, anyways. Siege bow
Yeah.
or crossbow.
Just put it on D. Don't even talk about it. Just put it on D.
I'll put it in almost high D. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still bad if it's low D or high D. Great curse.
I mean,
I think
it's an interesting weapon.
I think it's balanced.
I think
Like
it's a
bottom.
tier.
I think it's bottom A.
Yeah, bottom A. The thing is, if you since it's not like really like one-handed curse because the enemy healer doesn't need to go cleanse.
A lot of most healers play Lifetouch now as well, or Hellfall. So your E is kind of useless.
Yeah, but it's decent against Ironroot because you can stacks and stuff.
Yeah, I would say bottom A.
Yeah.
Damnation curse, or Ava, not Ava. It's just artifact.
Okay. You just put on D tier. Put on D tier. We don't even need to talk about it. It's terrible. D tier. You can't
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah. Ava daggers, or Fury daggers.
I don't really know. I haven't seen any of them being played in twos.
I've seen it only once. I
I
mean, they are viable. Yeah. Like
probably make them work because they have pretty high base damage.
probably like medium C tier.
Yeah.
Dagger pair.
I mean, I've seen a lot of people, especially like the Brazilians, play Dagger, and I think it has really high base damage. But it's not an S tier weapon, it's probably an A tier.
There's no mobility as well.
Yeah, so
You think A tier? I think it's B. Like,
I mean, I think
Deathgivers and Black Hands are way better, in my opinion.
I think it's better than Great Curse though.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's high B or really low A.
Yeah, we can put a B. B.
High B.
Yeah,
Let's go high B.
value, so.
Yeah. And I mean, it kind of does get full countered if they cleanse at the right time, enemies.
Yeah.
You already just 0 damage. Demonic.
I mean,
I would say.
Demonic had the potential, but
I think it's like a
doesn't really
bottom B.
Yeah, it's also B weapon. It doesn't live up to the standard because people just won't stand in Yuri. And the
True.
even if they're standing in it for like 2-3 seconds, it won't really do that much. That's 0 damage, and the healing reduce is not enough.
Definitely. Divine Holy. I mean, if you go Merc Hood, if you go like Merc Hood, it can work.
Yeah, I mean, Divine is probably the best weapon to play against like a Deathgiver and Claymore. But it's not that really that good.
But
Since
you're gonna run out of mana though. You have like no offhand for mana.
Yeah, true.
So high seed here, maybe.
Yeah, it's a C tier because you would run into a quarter staff and just die.
Yeah. I mean, even if a Merc Hood, it doesn't matter because you have to get next to your teammate anyways. Double plated staff, unusable in my opinion.
Yeah, unusable. That's 0 damage.
Yeah. Purpose. I mean, they're viable.
So, I would say C tier. C tier. They're not really that strong. They don't really fit into the map, but C tier.
Like medium seed here. Let's go with that. Boltcaster. I would say B. Bottom B or so.
Yeah. Probably it has really high base damage and it has a silence W. Like you can probably make it work with quarterstaff bowcasters or even healer bowcasters pretty strong for a budget comp.
True. It's like a bow pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll put it middle B. Forge Hammers. I think they're bad.
Yeah.
Probably like medium seed here.
Yeah, I would say C.
There's like no. I mean, you can make it work with Trinity Spear. I've seen that comp work pretty decently. But it still gets full countered.
Damage, no mobility.
And can get purged, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Low C tier.
yeah, more low, I guess. Still better than Claws though.
Yeah.
And this. Dava. What's it called? I forgot.
I haven't even seen them. I have never seen them being played. Probably because they're terrible.
I saw them
I mean,
played
they
in
like
test
sometimes.
server 2s.
Yeah, but it kind of.
It has 0 damage. Yeah, there's 0 damage in it. Yeah, unusable, definitely.
I'll be same with the Gallon Curse here next time. Can you just put it on D like a does 0 damage.
Yeah. It's a ZVZ weapon, so it makes sense. Plus, people can just walk out of your E. It takes so long to pop your E, or they can iframe it. Deathgivers, S, definitely S tier.
easily S tier. Probably one of the best weapons you can play right now.
With a healer, of course. With a healer, of course.
The Halberd or Lifetouch is easily one of the best.
I mean, you can
Like,
also play it in a double DPS comp, but it's less viable then.
yeah, but it has really high damage, good mobility, and just like you can go invincible, so you can go invest when it's about to die and survive.
Yeah. Definitely S tier. Dual swords, B tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty high damage, but the E is only good if you manage to hit like both of the players.
Yeah, kinda low P tier.
Yeah, but it doesn't compete with any of the A tier weapons, so I would say B tier.
Okay, Arcane again. Whatever it was called, the ZVZ Arcane. How to play
It's a
ZVZ.
Locust.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yes, the is useless.
It is pretty unusable.
You can put the next one also.
Enigmatic?
The Arcane, yeah, Enigmatic with shield.
I think it works actually. like bottom C tier.
I mean, if
You can. I made it work like with the troll comp.
okay, compared to the other arcane weapons, it's actually C tier now.
Yeah, I would say so. So bottom C though.
Yeah.
Dawn Song, the new fire staff.
Man, we saw some play of it like early, but compared to the other comps, like if it's teamed up with a quarterstaff,
I think it
probably
can.
the best thing.
I think it can be like bottom B.
I will put it at C tier because it's still like it doesn't compare to the other. Like I would say, bad is even better.
Yeah,
It's higher
probably.
this than that.
Where did you put Baron? Oh, it's here. I'll put it whatever in front of it. Great fire staff. I would say B. It's decently viable with like Tomb Hammer or Quarterstaff.
Yeah, I would say B. It lacks burst, but it has really good consistent damage, and it can kite really well. It's easily B tier.
Brimstone.
D tier.
It was really good though, with
Yeah.
Great Arcane back in the days.
Yeah, when people didn't know how to play against it, it was really good. Or not right now, it's mediocre. You want a D, or you just get purged.
I mean, DE alone
Yeah.
doesn't really do any damage anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't one-shot people. The Morningstar. I think it's the Morningstar.
Yeah. I mean, it could be good, but the people can just walk out of it after.
Yeah, the E sparked.
Yeah.
Even if it re-roots, they still won't get rid of it for some reason.
Yeah.
If it was fixed, it would be viable, but right now, nah, it's unusable. Great, was it Frost? Yeah.
Yeah. D.
I mean, it is viable though, like bottom C.
I mean, D is pretty useless.
Yeah, but I mean, it does something at least.
No, I'll still put it at D.
High D then, I guess.
Or like low C.
I would say bottom C.
Yeah, that's right.
Glacial Staff, D. High D.
Yeah, high
I mean, it's some CVC weapon. I mean, D doesn't know. Nobody's gonna stand in your E anyway, so.
Yeah, true.
Glaive. I think it's like bottom B. It works.
No, I would say B. Like it's probably better than carving. Like it's
Carving?
now with the buffs. Yeah. Bear now with the buffs, it has really high base damage. Like with the Qs and auto attacks. And the W also, like the spear off the ground. It hits pretty hard. I would say B tier.
Yeah, and you can play with it with a healer, like Ironroot.
That'll be the best combo.
Halberd. It's really bad. It's again some CVC weapon.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
bottom C, bottom Z.
Yeah, bottom C.
Color. I mean, it was pretty
So-
good,
so-
pretty decent, but it got a huge nerf.
But it got a nerf and people is running guarded helm, so it kinda makes it weak. I would say C tier.
Yeah, it's still viable.
Yeah.
Like medium C. I would say like medium C. Why not?
Yeah, medium C.
Great Hammer.
Yeah, terrible. It's a 5v5 weapon.
Yeah, agreed. Like high D. The new Ava Hammer.
I mean, it could work. I would say a C tier weapon. Like,
I've
it has
never,
decent damage.
I've never seen it used in twos.
I haven't either, but it has pretty high damage on its C, and it could work in like a double D best comp.
I'll put it at like almost bottom C then. Tomb Hammer. I would say B. It works pretty well.
Tomb Hammer, but it's not. Yeah, it's a B weapon, but it struggles a lot against healers because it only has like one reliable CC, which is a skill shot. But it kites way better than like for example Quarterstaff because you can stun them while running backwards.
True. But it's like quite hard counter the Quarterstaffs. And most people run quarterstaffs in like double divis comps because they're rats.
I don't know if it counters because you can only do one.
Sure, but if you have ranged it, yeah, I'll put it at like medium B. Spirit Hunter. I think it's like A or bottom. Yeah. You can. It's really good with quarterstaff. Great Holy.
C tier. No, we don't have to. It's a holy, but he is not that good. He doesn't have any cleanse, so it has.
And it's 200 weapon, which means you can't go mana offhand, so you'll run out of mana. Yeah, let's see. Fallen Staff.
Yeah,
or the Holy.
You can't put a Demon's CC weapon.
Yeah. Redemption Staff.
I mean,
it's C. I think it works. If you go Mercurian.
It's C. The E is a pretty good heal if you stay close to each other. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's not the worst either. Like, I'd rather get healed by Redemption than like a Great Holy.
I mean, they can cancel the heal with Nox if they come in between you. So you'll get fucked. Permafrost. I think it's... I would say it's like bottom A.
Yeah, bottom A is fair. It has really good mobility. Doesn't have that much burst damage, but
it's like it has like the highest mobility with quarterstaff comp ever.
Yeah, and it has really good consistent damage, but not that much burst.
Icicle. I think it's like with double divis comp you can make it work like bottom B.
Yeah. No, I would say C tier.
High C. I'll put it at high C.
Slow B, but that's pretty much it.
Infernal Staff, 5v5 weapon.
Yeah, I would say.
I mean 2s. I think it's still viable if you go bottom C.
Yeah, bottom C is fair.
Blazing.
I would actually
B.
put Blazing at S tier.
What?
Because Blazing is actually like crazy strong if it's mastered with a really good quarterstaff. It has insane damage, and it can do its damage from far away, and it can kite really well.
I was gonna
while kiting, it can do heavy damage.
Yeah, but I was gonna say bottom A. Like barely anybody plays it, and it's quite easy to counter with like Deathgivers. You just dash out of their AoE damage.
You know, I can say it's pretty hard to play against when people have mastered it. When it's like a real good.
Yeah, I mean it is quite.
Really good quarter. It's pretty scary. I would say low S tier almost.
Let's compromise, and I'll put it at high A then, not low A.
That's really good.
I mean, quarterstaff comps in general are strong if they know how to play.
Yeah.
Ironclad, the 5v5 weapon.
Yeah.
I think it's playable. You can like separate the healer somehow. I mean, it's a scuffed quarterstaff, but I think it like bottom C at least.
Yeah, sure.
Black Hands, I think it's S tier. Like against Ironroot, it's so strong.
It definitely has the damage, but it lacks some mobility.
Against stun comps.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'd say high A tier. I would say high A tier.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's only good against Ironroot comps. Decent against holy comps, but it lacks against other comps. Longbow. Unusable. It's so bad. The can be cancelled, and it has no damage. Whispering. Probably bottom C, probably.
Yeah, bottom C. It's not the worst, but it doesn't compare to like bow in damage wise.
Yeah. Okay, great mace. No, what is it? Heavy mace.
Heavy
Yeah.
mace.
Yeah.
It's not good. D tier.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Silences, but it's meant for like AoE silences, so you can't really do much with it.
Yeah, I'll put it high D. What's it called again? The ZVZ weapon. Camelin mace. Yeah.
It's a D tier weapon.
Yeah, it's unusable pretty much. I'll put it at the bottom. Great nature. I mean, I think it's C.
Low C tier. It works if you want to do like real budget, but if you get like perched ones, it's pretty much useless. And you get healer sickness now, so you heal for 0 after a while, so it's really bad. But C tier is still playable. You could probably win with it against double DPS comps.
Yep. The other nature staff, the AoE one, the ZVZ.
That's just terrible. You could put it at D.
Yeah, I'll put it at D.
It's horrendous.
What is it called again? Fallen nature?
I
No.
have no clue.
How to play CVZ? Yeah. Rampant staff. Again, CVZ weapon. It only scales with the more players you have, so.
Yeah, D tier. E heal is pretty much not.
Pole hammer. I think it's C.
Yeah, C. I've seen some.
It's quite viable with fire staff.
Yeah.
I'll put it at like quite a high C. Quarterstaff, yeah, S tier, yeah. So it's so much outplay potential against Cervicalp.
High potential, and it's a really high skillful weapon. Like you can tell when you run into a new quarterstaff and a super experienced one. It's definitely one of the hardest weapons you can play 2-2s. Like combo wise, like the potential is like endless in what you can do. Hardest weapon series in the game.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, the Grail Seeker, I think it's called. The Avalonian Quarterstaff.
I would say it's high C tier. Like probably the first up on C tier.
Yeah. I can agree on that.
The E sure does damage, but it's pretty scuffed to use.
The Log Hammer. Grovekeeper. Yeah.
D tier. There's just weapons that do its job way better.
I mean, I would say bottom C. It's still like usable. Because it has a stun on E, so like these tank weapons don't have a stun, but at least this has a stun, so I would say bottom C. I mean, still bad, doesn't matter. The Weeping Crossbow.
Probably high C, because you could do some decent with it, with like a quarterstaff.
Yeah, probably.
You could make it work.
But it's still quite bad. Our favorite weapon, Staff of Balance.
Yeah.
The strongest weapon in the game.
I mean, it's interesting because it could work. Because with the
I've seen people actually kill with it. Hero comps.
Yeah, I would say like B tier, like low B tier.
No, I would say like high C.
I mean, it's not really. I would say it's better than Icicle though.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like you have the stun and double the quarterstaff, the roll as well.
Yeah. You could make it work.
The Infernal Scythe, Dax. It's really bad.
It's either, sure it does decent damage, but it's just
no mobility and E as well.
Yeah, and E is like super scuffed.
Takes so long to get it off. Plus they can dodge it anyways.
Yeah.
Like bottom, I mean medium C, I guess.
Yeah, medium C.
Skull.
I would say B tier.
I would say. I think it's bottom B.
Yeah.
No, I think it's harder than demonic. Yeah, I'll put it here. Whatever. It's viable. Is that one in spear?
That's Pike.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
yeah, that's Pike. That's Pike. Yeah. I was looking. They look the same to me. But this is shorter. Pike's viable with a healer. It's viable with a healer.
Pike could be S tier, because what you could do, you can just wait for them to kill the chest, and if they don't see you, it's 100% a free kill. Like if they kill the chest, then you go in this and they have no clue you're coming, then they won't have to react.
No, because you have 50% damage reduction within these pots now.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
They nerfed it to the ground. Yeah.
Put it on DB.
No, but yeah, you can play it with a healer still, like with the glaive. I think it's like.
It's not B. It's A tier.
A? You think glaive is
no.
worse?
No, I think it's B. I think is B. I would put it next to the other spear.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah.
worse than Glaive, probably.
Yeah, I think Glaive is better.
Trinity Spear, definitely viable with the Forge Hammers.
Yeah, I was at middle C. Put it next to the hammers.
Yeah, but still quite bad. Soul Scythe.
Back in the days, people used to play double soul side, so some bloodletter.
It was really strong.
Damage and CC, I would say Peter actually.
I would say high C.
Yeah, high C. Probably the highest.
Yeah, I'll put it there. Warbow. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean it was good. Until it
Back
got
in the
nerfed.
days, double Warbow was so strong.
Yeah, but after like 50 nerfs, it's pretty terrible.
Plus, people
Yeah.
started to know how to, like, figured out how to know how to play against it.
Yeah, back in the day, it could easily be a S tier weapon, but now it's probably low C. It's a good open world weapon, but
Yeah, I'll put it at a little bit higher.
Yeah, it has a cast time like the W. Like everything to fuck it, they have done.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have the. What's the nature called again? I don't play ZVZ. Fuck.
Wild.
Wild. I mean bottom C.
I mean, yeah.
It's worse than Great Nature.
Yeah.
Like Crossbow, B tier. Like
It has real high base damage, but no mobility.
I think it's worse than Heavy Crossbow.
Yeah. Really high base damage, but it lacks mobility and the consistent damage.
One and Arcane. Well, I think it's like Occult. It's like good as
Yeah.
Occult, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much C tier.
Yeah, I'll put it at like, yeah, behind Occult. They're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Witchwork Staff, Arcane.
Yeah, yes, C tier. Well, I thought it was terrible.
I mean, it is viable, but I would say bottom C again. But Battle Axe, actual meme weapon.
Yeah, C tier because the does 0 damage. You get healer sickness because the E heals.
Yeah.
And yeah, if it had a good E, it could work. But since the E is terrible,
Well, not really, because you can't go Grip Candle offhand to get the damage.
yeah,
You'll die against good comps. Like bottom C again.
yeah,
One and Curse, no question about it, S tier.
yeah. But I wouldn't say. I think I would put it like next to Quarterstaff. Like I think Quarterstaff is better.
You think?
Nature now, yeah. If you want into a Garden Helm, Ironroot, Curse is gonna have a hard time killing them.
I think it's better than Quarterstaff still.
No, I think Quarterstaff has way too many potentials to outplay. So Quarterstaff is better, but it's definitely S tier. Like it has the damage, like it has scary damage. Like 1 second you're full HP, the other you're dead, and it kills Quarterstaff counts pretty easy. But Quarterstaff has so high outplay potential
I mean,
that it could outplay it.
yeah, well, most of the time you meet like shitty Quarterstaffs, then it feels like Curse is like 10 times better.
Put it in the middle, but keep in mind, if you are like the best Quarterstaff in the world, you can outplay a Curse pretty easy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like Curse is better 10 times because most of the time you meet like shitty Quarterstaffs. 99% of the time.
Yeah.
There's only like, what, 3 good Quarterstaff players or so?
Yeah.
Shadowcaller. B, I would say B.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I would say A almost, because it battles with perma, because it has the burst damage, but it lacks mobility. Like
yeah,
if
with
it has
Quarterstaff.
burst
With
damage-
Quarterstaff.
Yeah, so it battles with perma. I would put it at
Bottom,
A tier.
bottom A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty low.
Okay, Life Curse. Okay, that is really bad. Like bottom C.
You kicked out blue weapon.
Like bottom C. Or,
Say it's not even useful.
yeah, bottom D. I mean, high D, I would say.
Yeah.
One a Dagger. S tier.
S tier. Easily the best weapon with the Quarterstaff. It has mobility, high burst damage.
Sustain.
Yeah, it has everything.
Everything.
But the I would say it's not better than wouldn't go higher than like Curse and Deathgiver because it's really hard to master. Like it probably goes up there with if you play with a quarterstaff, like it's really hard to. You have to play perfect to make the weapon Esther.
Agreed. What do we have? One at first staff? I mean,
Wildfire?
no, one at first staff.
A 100 C tier.
Oh,
C tier.
yeah, probably.
It likes damage. You can cancel the.
Like medium C tier.
Yeah. Wildfire, I would actually say.
Like high C.
No, I would say B tier actually, because you can play quarterstaff and wildfire. Because E has pretty high base damage, and you could actually hit it if the quarterstaff locks him down.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to go Crypt Candle offhand, and you're gonna do so much extra damage.
Yeah. No, but it's
To
still
put it
better
at
than some of the C tier. I would say like at the bottom B tier.
Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, I can agree on that. One at Frost.
It's pretty strong if you team it up with a Blood Looter, like in a double D best comp, because it has mobility and Frost overall, has high sustain damage. I would say bottom B actually.
Yeah, it's viable,
Frost
it's
in
definitely
general,
viable.
If you're max spec, Frost is pretty scary with how much it deals.
I mean, you still get countered by Ironroot comps if they know how to play.
Yeah, of course.
But it's definitely viable. Chill Howl.
I will put
Frost.
it high C.
It's definitely worse
pretty
than
bad
it's.
to use.
Yeah, it's worse than.
Because you can't really, if you could do damage wildly, because it's not really about kiting in twos like it is in Corrupted. So the E is pretty bad actually in twos. So I would say C tier.
Hoarfrost. I think it's Hoarfrost. I think it's better than Icicle. Not Icicle, Chill Howl.
Yeah. It's definitely battles with one-handed Frost because you can play like the Humperdinck Flaccid build, and it does pretty well against some healers. But still get countered by like Ironroot and stuff.
I'll put it behind one at Frost Staff.
Yeah.
Okay, one at the Hammer. I mean, it has stun, so I mean it's viable.
Lowest C tier.
Yeah.
Bad stuns, bad damage.
One at Holy. And if you go Mercud and man offhand, it's like viable.
Still compared to other holies, I would say high C tier.
High?
Yeah.
I'll put it in middle.
Like
Like
middle.
yeah, middle. Doesn't matter. Hellfall. I think it's like A tier. High
Yeah,
hay.
A tier. Really high A.
Yeah, like I'll put it
I
here.
mean, if it had a cleanse on the E, it would be arguably a high Esther weapon. But since it doesn't have that, you go Mercud, but then you also struggle against a curse. Example. Like, it's super hard to fight a curse with a Mercud, with a Gucci curse.
Lifetouch. Yeah. Let's leave it at that. Lifetouch.
I would say low S tier actually. Now that it's coming up.
Yeah, a lot of players are playing it instead of Hellfall as a whole.
I put it at low S tier because the Generous Heal is getting pretty good now with the buffs. W is pretty good. And the E is pretty good because you can cleanse now. So you can fight curses, you can fight the quarterstaffs. And you don't really have to stack since you're not playing Ironroot.
Yeah, true.
So yeah.
I mean, I would say high A or low B, low S. I mean.
Yeah, it kind of battles with Hellfall because Hellfall has higher base heals, but it doesn't have any cleanse.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Is that one at Mace? Yeah, it should be.
And one-handed
Like,
Mace. Yeah.
Bottom B. I mean, it's viable.
Yeah,
If you go like yeah. What's it called? Incubus Mace?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a dungeon weapon. Put it at D tier. Pretty much unusable. The E does nothing.
Yeah, the I had a no CC on the one-handed nature.
Low
I mean,
C.
yeah.
I mean, It's so bad. It's meant for group fights. It's not meant to.
I mean, it's still viable because you have a cleanse on doubly, but it's really bad. Ironroot, obviously less tier. I would say I think it's still better. I think it's still better than Lifetouch.
I would, yeah, it is definitely. I would put it in between Deathgiver and Curse, because if played perfectly, it's arguably one of the best weapons in the game. But the thing is, there's so many people that don't have good positioning that they make the weapon look bad. But if you position perfectly, it's the best weapon in the game. Highest healing, 50% heal reduced, like it's too good.
Damage reduction, I mean.
Yeah, damage reduction, like it's too good.
Yeah.
Impossible to kill if you don't like cancel the E some way.
Okay, we have Druidic now. Bottom B.
Yeah, bottom B. Playable, but it's like Lifetouch, Allofall, Ironroot is way better.
Yeah. What is that?
That's what?
What happened?
I have no clue what that was.
Blood letter. I would say high B.
I'll put it next to the Frost. Really high base damage, it has mobility.
Frost?
Yeah. I would pair it up with another like really high DPS.
I'll put it in.
Player.
Yeah, I'll put it behind the Farstaff.
Yeah, it goes really well with the burst weapon.
Bedrock Mace. Actual beam weapon. Yeah, it's unusable, definitely. A Clarion Blade, or the sword.
D tier, it's not playable. Like E is just way too useless.
I mean, bottom C or some.
No, but
It's
tier.
D.
I have never in the history of 2-2 gates.
I've seen it, but it does no damage.
Yeah.
One-handed spear.
I'll put it at high C tier because it has decent damage and it has good fight potential. So in a double DPS comp, it could be useful.
Yeah. Here in spear. High C again, I think.
Yeah, high C. The stun is nice, but it just lacks damage. Like you wouldn't be able to kill like healer DPS.
Yeah. What's it called? The new Avalonian spear.
Did I have a spear? I mean,
Yeah.
I would say middle C. Still, like it doesn't have really a strong E, so it lacks damage to kill healer comps. Yeah, so it's like middle C.
I would say high C. It's better than here spear probably.
Yeah. Broadsword.
Broadsword. Yeah. It lacks the damage. You have mana problems. You don't have a good offense. You can't go Crypt Candle because you'll take too much damage.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but it was good before.
Yeah. Should we change anything?
No, I think it's pretty good now, actually. You see
I think
the top weapons.
I think carrying color should be a little bit higher.
Yeah, I think B tier actually.
Maybe bottom
I'll
B.
put it next to Druidic.
Yeah. I think everything else is somewhat fine. I mean, these doesn't matter in which way they are next to each other. They're still bad.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much both C and D are unusable. You shouldn't play anything else than B, A, and S.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much a video. Gotta wrap it up here. These are all the weapons. I would recommend if you want to get started, either use the B tier or S tier weapons. Like, it's better to spec something up that is actually useful.
I would say if you want to go healer comp, go with Lifetouch. Ironroot is too hard. You need to have perfect positioning or you die.
Yeah. It's like hold is way more beginner friendly than
And if you want to go like stun comps, you can go Quarterstaff with Spirit Hunter, one a Dagger.
Yeah.
They're
If
probably
you're
the
starting out with
easiest.
quarterstaff comps, yeah, I would definitely say like Spirit Hunter. The combo is really simple. Or even like a Permafrost. But like
Yeah.
Shadowcaller and Dagger is pretty hard to play with.
And for budget healer comps, I would say like Lifetouch with one-handed curse, bow.
Caller.
Yeah, they're cheap.
Pretty
They're
much it.
cheap and low IP friendly. But they get quite bad when you go high IP. Other weapons will be just way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. and see you next time.